War begins, you're not old enough to drink, but you're old enough to kill. For me, say goodbye to your family, go and pray to your deity, and don't forget your balls. The more you think, the less power I have, so I urge you not to do it. Don't worry about me, I'll be fine. I get to hide here with my hot wife and her perfect tits behind these walls. Let's build an empire, let it fall, and run away with the money we've collected. We'll demolish the middle class, and they'll start a revolution. But it's okay, we have it all. Take custody of Mother Nature, cut her down, and let the next generation fix the wreck. We'll raise prices, cut wages, cage fathers, and hunt races. One nation, under God, we have it all. War begins, you're not old enough to drink, but you're old enough to kill. For me, say goodbye to your family, go and pray to your deity, and don't forget your balls. The more you think, the less power I have, so I urge you not to do it. Don't worry about me, I'll be fine. I get to hide here with my hot wife and her perfect tits behind these walls. Let's build an empire, let it fall, and run away with the money we've collected. We'll demolish the middle class, and they'll start a revolution. But it's okay, we have it all. Take custody of Mother Nature, cut her down, and let the next generation fix the wreck. We'll raise prices, cut wages, cage fathers, and hunt races. One nation, under God, we have it all. War begins, you're not old enough to drink, but you're old enough to kill. For me, say goodbye to your family, go and pray to your deity, and don't forget your balls. The more you think, the less power I have, so I urge you not to do it. Don't worry about me, I'll be fine. I get to hide here with my hot wife and her perfect tits behind these
walls. Yo, what is good? What's good? What's up, guys? This is the first stream. I am so excited. Yes. Oh, hi. Yeah, what's good? Secret, what's good? I'm so excited, guys. We're about to start in 10 minutes. That is Anymore. I can't remember the artist's name. The artist made that specific song and told me I can use it. I will get that name soon. I will get that name soon, guys. I'm excited for this episode. I'm so excited that I'm shaking. We got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about today. You know what I'm saying? Man, we gotta talk about Christy Nome. We gotta talk about Donald Trump. We gotta talk about the fate of the, excuse me, the fate of the universe. Can you guys hear me? Am I loud? Am I clear? Let's go, guys. I'm so excited. I'm nervous. You know what I'm saying? So you guys are gonna help me out as we go through this. The goal is to go on live 3 days a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And hopefully it'll be a weekly thing. But we're gonna get all that conversation started. Um.
Raise prices, cut wages, cage fathers.
All right, facts, facts. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, guys. I am so excited. I am so excited. I have a wonderful show that we got going on, guys. All right, bet we can hear you. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I am so nervous. We're going to be starting in 9 minutes, guys. Make sure you put W's on the chat. Show some love. And we're going to be talking about a lot of things. We're going to be talking about the ICE shooting that happened in Dallas, Texas. We're going to be talking about escalator gate, right? We're going to be talking about the government shutdown. We're going to be looking at some videos. We're going to be doing some reactions. Guys, like I said, I'm really excited. I'm really nervous. We got 3 people. We're going to keep going. So I told people at 10 o'clock we're going to start. And no matter how many people are on here, we're still going to start because the goal is to teach. A little discourse on why I have this live, which we gonna do in the intro, but you know, I guess we starting a little early. This is a yapathon. I'm gonna be yapping, you know what I'm saying? And I feel really comfortable. I wanted to do this in a long time. The reason is because I have so much things that I wanted to mention. Let me stop this song for a second. And this is my first time doing this platform, doing this live streaming, having this technology and all that stuff. This was very difficult. It took me like a couple days to figure out, but you already know we doing it big over here, gang. I am also gonna be dropping new videos on TikTok and Instagram today too, so be excited for that. I'm hella excited for this episode, and I am extremely pissed. The whole point of this live, guys, I'm gonna let you know now. It is, and I gotta get comfortable. I'm trying to get comfortable. You feel me? This is the first time I'm doing my live stream. This is the first episode. Well, the first episode don't start until like 10 o'clock, right? So I'm trying to save the energy for that episode, right? Um, I got the Arizona mango. I don't know why I'm trying to show them off. I will be drinking more water, guys, as I be doing this. But mm, I drink a lot of water. I have a sweet tooth today. So Arizona mango. My favorite Arizona though is the Arnold Palmer, the original. Now they have the light version. Boo, light version. I mean, if you want the light version, you can have the light version. I don't mind you having the light version, but at the end of the day, I'm just not a fan of the light version. So we're definitely gonna get into it, guys. I'm extremely excited. In fact, you know what I just thought about? Hold up, make my life easy. Make my life easy. Hold up, guys. I'm gonna have my script on my phone. I was gonna have it on the computer, and then look, fuck it, I got my phone right here. Technology is wonderful. Technology be a bitch though, but you know what? That's not the topic today. That's not the topic today. The topic's gonna be we're gonna have a great show, guys. This is like the pre-show. This to hype me up. Do I get censored if I play music? If I play any type of music, will I get in trouble? Will they copyright this bitch once I post it on YouTube? That's something to talk about. That's something to talk about. I'm new. I'm new to this. You feel me? I'll be playing music right now to get hype. But I don't want to start getting hype music and get copyright. You know what I'm saying? And guys, thank you so much, guys. So much love. Again, this will be posted on the YouTube as well. We're gonna have a great show for you tonight, guys. We're gonna have a great conversation. This and it's gonna be a little slower because as we progress, I'm gonna be quicker with everything. But obviously, I'm getting better at all of this. I'm so excited for the show to start. We got 5 more minutes in the chat. If you have any questions you want me to answer, you can drop those questions in the chat, guys. And then, like I said, I'm bringing a whole bunch of stuff now, but we're gonna talk about it in the show. You might notice that I do stutter a lot. Yes, and I'm human. I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of these people are weird. They could be on the camera and just talk fluently. I'd be like, damn, nigga, I gotta breathe. Yo, what's good? I'd be like, damn, nigga, I gotta breathe. Yo, ass quick. Like, niggas be talking for hours, right? Yesterday, I was doing research and I was looking at some of these live streamers like Nick Fuentes, who, fuck, Nick Fuentes. Can I get an amen in the chat? Fuck, sorry, I don't wanna fuck Nick Fuentes. You feel me? But damn, I hate white supremacists. But we're gonna talk about it, guys. And at the end of the day, you're gonna see this as being a far left live stream. We're gonna be as far left as it can be, guys. We're gonna get into conversations about what that means, probably depending on the conversation that we have. I'm so excited for this show has had some thought in there, so I'm hoping. Oh yeah, Ben Shapiro. I did look at him. So my show is going to be something similar to theirs, where I am going to talk about things in the news. We're going to be pulling up videos, and we're going to be watching the videos and reacting to the videos. And the goal is to bring up some like information for you guys, so you guys can learn and understand what the hell is going on. What's going on? Is the screen good? With the screen good, the screen good, guys. So show some love. And obviously before we got 3 minutes, 3 minutes before curtains, 3 minutes before curtains. Yeah, I know. I sound like I said, guys. I'm very excited. Like I said, I'm gonna get into it. And you know what? I got a message about my hair too. A lot of people have been talking smack. Listen, this episode is gonna be so good. That's the goal. At the end of the day, this episode is gonna be so good. So we're gonna be starting in 57, 3 minutes, guys. And I'm really gonna get into it. I also want to let people know, these are the people who are here early, that this is what I usually do before I start my videos on TikTok or Instagram. Anyway, start with relieve her headache. Yeah, honestly, we may even dabble on about Tylenol, because Trump is the topic today, obviously. So we're definitely gonna be talking about that. He pisses me off. Oh my gosh. But just a little note, guys. Usually in the morning, or before the morning, usually I wake up super early in the morning. I get my news in. I do my research, and then I compile it with other things that I know. I got to build a brain for it. I have this little box called the brain with a whole bunch of note cards. I need to fill those note cards with information I know, so I can always have that. I'm gonna start doing that, and I might start doing that live stream. So as we talk, you might see me. Oh, I know that. Okay, boom. So I'm gonna start working on the brain. So you're gonna see me doing that actively. That's the goal. Like I said, but we're gonna get into that a lot more. We got 2 more minutes before show time. I'm gonna let people know on Instagram to hop on YouTube now, and support me in the show. Yo, starting my live stream at uh 1 minute. Show love. Put the thing. Oh my gosh, we got a minute. We got a minute. What the fuck is going on? You know, you get nervous. You just clicking buttons randomly that you're not supposed to be clicking. Hold up. But yeah, I was wondering, am I able to what's what I'm looking for? Play music that I want without being flagged or some shit? Why am I having a hard time playing my shit? Hold up, guys. Share. Copy link. All right. We got 1 minute. So anyway, start. Oh, Charlie Kirk. Oh, Charlie Kirk speaks. Listen, we're gonna get into it. I can't even really see the chat like that. How can I see the chat, bruh? That's crazy. I wish I could move the chat a little. Oh, you know what? I can. Oh, that's so much better. And we are live. What is good, gang? Hold on. I gotta start. I gotta start with everyone. What everyone knows for. Okay, I'ma need y'all to lock in, fuck niggas. What is good, guys? This is Simple Black Theory, and this is the first episode of the Simple Black Theory Live. We is live in effect, guys. We have a hell of a show for you today. First thing I want to say is thank you guys so much for tuning in, for being here. This does mean a lot. I am getting nervous, and I know this is a learning curve, a learning experience that I have to get to. So trying to get comfortable live streaming, trying to get comfortable giving my thoughts, trying to show people what a real far pragmatic leftist is. And a lot of people might just say, "Hey, you don't seem like a far leftist. You seem more pragmatic." I'm about to show you, I'm a far left ass nigga. You get what I'm saying? So guys, W's on the chat. Thank you so much. And then we have a great show for you tonight. But before we get into the show, there's just a few announcements, guys. So every Sunday there is a Simple Black Theory podcast that comes out every Sunday with my co-host Maya Rolling Clouds. She's great. That's my significant other. That's my baby. That's my my lover, right? Shout outs to her. So every Sunday we will be dropping a new episode. We are debating if we're gonna be doing that live as well because the setup here is it has been fun to do. So it's just an experience that we might be doing it. At least you're not communist. I'm not against communism, right? I'm not saying that I'm a communist because I believe that an individual shouldn't be what's what I'm looking for? I believe that the government shouldn't be created by someone's thought piece. I believe that the government is going to be created by the people in itself. So if the government collapses, if a whole bunch of people come together and majority says communism, okay, I'm cool with communism, but it has to be something that we all come together and agree upon. And if that means creating our own government, that's something far that's better than communism, that's better than socialism, that's better than capitalism, that's even better. But what I do know for sure is capitalism is a bitch, and I don't fuck with that. And that's just facts, guys. But at the end of the day, what we do need to understand is that the people matter more than the idea. And I hate when people put ideas over the people. So that's just one thing. But people might just tell me, hey, you might not be a far leftist, but we might say, who knows? Who knows, right? I think I am. But first things first, guys. Again, every Sunday we dropping a new episode of the Simple Black Theory podcast. Again, we're thinking about doing that live stream. Also, we may be doing this live stream every Thursday. Today's what? Wednesday? Today's Wednesday. So every Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Still debating if that's going to be true. The goal is to do it 3 times a week and, get more active with it. Try to get some clips off of this and post it a lot more to get more people here. So this is something brand new, guys. Brand skippy, right? So more people coming in. And I'm only doing this on YouTube for now. I know I could have plugged this in on Instagram and or maybe on TikTok, get more viewership. But right now, I'm trying to, try to focus on YouTube, get more people to subscribe and get into it. Also, I am focused on doing more active things out there. So I do have an organization called the Nation of Black Liberation. If you want to join the organization, you have to be a black individual. All you have to do is click the link in the bio and fill out that interest form. If you are not black and you want to join the conversation, I will be dropping the link into the chat soon. It will also be in at the end of the video. At the end of the video, when you check the chat, whatever that thing called, you will see the link to enter, to join the chat. So I'm very excited for that. Other than that, there's a few things that we're going to be talking about today, guys. So today we're going to be talking about the ICE shooting that happened today. We're going to be watching a few videos. I'm going to give you my thoughts and the atmosphere of what the political realm is right now, guys. Also, like I said, I'm like a motherfucker. I'm gonna get better at that. We're also gonna be talking about the government shutdown that I think that's gonna happen. I don't. Hey, who knows? The government shutdown might not happen. I think it's gonna happen based on what Donald Trump is doing. With his fuckery. But we'll see about that. We're also gonna be talking about Jimmy Kimmel coming back on the air, which is a crazy thing to talk about. Well, not a crazy thing to talk about, but just freedom of speech, guys. Like, what the fuck are we doing? And we're back just like that. You was like, damn. I'm gonna have to wait for an hour. Now we get into the video. So the video I do want to get into is just probably ABC News talking about or you know what? We can just do ICE shooting in Texas. So before I play the video, I'm just gonna give you a few things that I know. Oh, Fox News came first. Let's see what Fox News has to say, right? But I'm gonna give you a quick recap of what I know, and then we're gonna feed into what we know now, and then what the information that it's giving us. I know a lot of information that's coming out, but we know that there was a shooting at Dallas, Texas, at the ICE facility. We know that 4 people was hit. well, four people. Yeah, four people was hit. Two people died. That's including the shooter. One of the bullet casings had anti-ice on there, so it was engraved anti-ice. Now, a lot of people saying that maybe that the because the thing is, people said that it was anti-ice rhetoric. First of all, it just says anti-ice. Don't say it's anti-ice rhetoric. Just motherfucking say it was anti-ice, guy. It says anti-ice on that bitch. It's anti-ice. But a lot of people saying that they think that it was, it wasn't in the shooter's actual bullet, that it was a casing coming from the ice themselves, or they took the casing and wrote it themselves, so it could have been planted. I don't think that's far-fetched, but I am not a conspiracy theorist, so until there's evidence saying that that's not true, which is very hard and very difficult, and who knows, the government is fucked up. The government is fake, so obviously they're not going to tell us if this is planted or not, but that's the only information that we know that makes them a far leftist. You being anti ICE does not make you a fucking far leftist. I don't know why people keep thinking that. If I say I'm anti ICE and you say you're a far leftist, you're an, should I be nice? I should be nice in this. You're an idiot. I'm sorry, guys. The real enemy couldn't be nice anymore. You're an idiot if someone says I'm anti-ice and you automatically say you are far left. Like, and then a far leftist. I don't know. That sounds weird, but no. So that's what we know. We also know that so the bullet casings had anti-ice on there. We know the shooter name was Joshua Jan. He was 29 years old. His brother Noah said that he wasn't really into politics, and he didn't have anything towards ICE themselves. So it's kind of weird how all this happens. We do know that he did voted in 2020 in the Democratic election in 2020 the primary. So he voted in the 2020 primary, and he also voted in the 2024 election. We don't know who he voted for. They're not releasing that statement out. We also know that he is a big gamer, like Tyler Robinson. It's like how people assume anyone on the left is a liberal. Exactly. It's crazy. It's like, and that's the problem that we have because leftist views are becoming more mainstream. And this is my opinion. Obviously, there was a lot of leftist views, but a lot of leftist views weren't going mainstream until social media got more socialized. More people were able to get on social media. Because more people were able to get on social media, we had more people giving out different rhetoric, leftist rhetoric. So it was liberals that start building their platform on online. The right already had their platform. That's why their think tanks are so strong, because they got bread, they got money. Charlie Kirk was making mad bread because he had mad money on there. Like this man, he started 12 years ago, but bro, that man was rich. I think his parents were rich, some shit like that. So I'm not surprised that he was an individual that made money off of telling lies and spite and shit like that. But we're not talking about that nigga. What else do we know about this situation? Yeah, we know that he was a big gamer like Tyler Robinson. I said stop talking about this nigga Charlie Kirk, and we go back to Charlie Kirk. Tyler Robinson was the alleged shooter. Excuse me, let me say that the alleged shooter that took the life of Charlie Kirk, and he was an avid gamer. So they're saying that he was an avid gamer too. So we know that politics change. People are trying to say he's a leftist because of the anti-ICE. Again, that doesn't make you a leftist. At most, that can make you a liberal. Unless that rhetoric was the reason why he did that, then maybe he can be considered a far leftist. But at the end, and my thing is, a lot of people are saying like Christian Nome, which we'll get into. We're gonna watch. Actually, that's the video we're gonna watch. We're gonna watch Christian Nome's interview about this. But Christian Nome is talking about how it's these far leftist rhetoric that's causing this. Me saying that ICE is acting like the Gestapo. Me saying that ICE is acting like the secret police is similar to history. Like this is a crazy thing. Me comparing them to another incident in history should not be considered far left view. First of all, like the right loves to say that guns don't kill people, people kill people. But now words can? Me telling you that Donald Trump is a dictator is worse than guns. That is crazy. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? Brought to you by Arizona. No, it's not. Arizona be like, stop that shit. Stop that shit. We don't want you to advertise us. We're not advertising you, Arizona. You do need to bring back the original Arnold Palmer, though. You do need to bring back the original Arnold Palmer. Whatever. Um, I'm trying to give as much information that I know about this. We also know that we also know that remember there were four people that were hit, two died, one of which was the suspect that did the shooting. And we don't know who's the other person who is the other people that was shot. We know that the individual that was shot, one of the detainees that was shot, not the one that were killed, but the one that was shot is a Mexican national. So it's weird that these individuals are not giving the victims names. And it says something. It says something. It's not going into the narrative. But whatever. What we're gonna do is we're gonna watch Fox News talk about this incident, and then we're gonna get into Christine Noman what she says. I'm gonna pause it and make my clarifications and shit.
Imagine bringing your side project to life just by thinking
You
about
already
it.
know.
Meet Base 44,
Can you guys hear me?
a complete AI creation platform.
All right.
Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes. Welcome back to our breaking news coverage.
And I'm Casey Stiegel. Thank you for joining us across Fox Local and our other digital platforms as we continue to monitor this developing situation in Dallas County, a shooting at an ICE detention center.
So that shooter opened fire about 6:30 this morning, firing a rifle from the roof of a building near the Immigration and Customs Enforcement location. This is 35 at Empire Central in Dallas. The gunman fired rounds.
I'm saying, bro, like, I feel like it is extremely weird that they found a casing that says anti-ice on there, bro. It says nothing else. No casings. It was on a bullet, actually. Yeah, casing. You can say casing. It was on a casing. It wasn't on anything else but on one casing, and it just says anti-ice. They love to say anti-ice rhetoric, but it just says anti-ice. I do find it weird that they have that, and I do find it funny that the right wants to move and dance with that. But it is weird again, and it is weird that they're not giving the names of the individuals that were hit by these bullets. They're not telling you the immigrants. These are immigrants that were in the hands of ICE. ICE has the responsibility in protecting these individuals. And you're not going to give these names? These names are easy to give. You know why? You have them in your database. You took them from their homes and you put them there. You know why? Because if these individuals were like real gangsters, if these individuals were real criminals, their names would have been out already. Am I lying? Their names would have been out already. I'm trying to talk to you guys. I'm talking to the screen that has nothing. Like, am I tripping? Your responsibility is towards these migrants. You took these migrants from their everyday lives and you put them in a facility. So your job is to protect them, feed them, and house them until you remove them. Which again, I think is bullshit, bro. I don't understand why we're doing this shit in the first place. It's the dumbest thing. Donald Trump says that, oh, we're gonna have more money doing this. No, how? How? We're still broke. Have you seen? Hold up, man. Let me show y'all this. Let me show y'all this real quick. Let's look at the inflation rate. Let's look at the inflation rate. Oh, thought my writing was garbage. Hold up. 2.9. Where's the graph? Where's the freaking graph? I'm going to show you guys how terrible Donald Trump is as president. Hold up. There we go. So right now we're looking at the graph. This graph is showing us from last August till now of what our inflation looks like. Now, the last time our inflation was at 3%, which is the worst. Which is the worst from last August to this August. Was at 3% was when Donald Trump became president. When Donald Trump became president, it was at 3%. It hasn't been worse since then, but as you can see, even during Donald Trump and Biden's era, there's no difference, right? So we can see August. By August, we was at 2.5. And you know what's kind of scary is that last year, we seen that inflation was increasing, right? That means inflation is going to get worse this year. That means, right, if we can see August, last year in August was at 2.5. This year is at 2.9. Hold up, guys. I got to sip my drink. Hold up. Put W's in the chat if I'm making sense right now. Put W's in the chat if I'm making sense right now. Come on. I'm trying to get comfortable. I'm getting goofy in this bitch. So watch this, right? Last year in August, inflation was at 2.5. Mind you, we were bitching. All of us, everyone, we were bitching about the economy. We were all right. Love you, love you. Thank you, thank you. We were bitching about the economy last year, right? Hold on. I'm not recording. Oh man, guys, I didn't record the live stream. It's okay. We're gonna start recording now. We're gonna start recording now, guys. Yo, we are finally recording. What's up to the first episode of the Simple Black Theory live stream? We've been started. We started at 10. Unfortunately, I didn't click the live stream. I didn't click the record button, so it don't matter. We're currently talking about the inflation rate, right? Because a lot of people, right? So the main topic right now, we're talking about ICE and the shooting, right? But before we talk about the shooting, we got to talk about why the immigrants are there in the first place. Excuse me, the migrants, right? Ooh, excuse me. Why the migrants are in the facility in the first place. Donald Trump told the American people that migrants are causing inflation. Inflation is going to get fixed by Doge, by mass deportation. We're going to be rich, 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 rich. Right now on your screen, gang, do you hear me? Right now on your screen is showing the inflation rate from August of last year to August this year. We can see August of last year was at 2.5. This year, it was at 2.9. So guess what? It's September. We're at September right now. It's at 2.4. So it went down from 2.5 to 2.4. I don't remember why it went down from 2.5 to 2.4, but obviously from October to December, we know that inflation goes up because of pricing, because people trying to your IG link goes to the wrong channel. Fuck. Yo, guys, I am fucking up my own live stream. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're going to get better week by week, right? So, look, guys. So, we know that from October to December or even January, the reason why inflation would go up is because of the holidays, right? We got Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, Halloween, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. We got so many holidays that obviously that people are going to skyrocket their prices. But now the difference between last year and this year is that we're seeing a huge skyrocket earlier than usual. Again, in August we had 2.9. Last year was at 2.5. So we know that currently inflation rate is not looking good. And this is one of the reasons why we have ICE coming in our streets, acting like the police, grabbing people from the streets, because he's trying to lower inflation. But obviously, inflation is getting higher and higher. And you know how much we're spending for for these ICE raids? Hold up, let me pull that up. How much? I think it's about $1 trillion, guys. I'm telling you right now, it's $1 trillion. Oh my gosh, How to Control Asian Jump Working Worm. That was a movie that we was watching. How much is ice? No. How much is ice raid costing? All right. Well, we know. So, all right, all right. So I'm tripping right now. I'm trying to remember. I'm not googling it correctly. It said that 17,000, and I think this is how much it is to remove an individual. So obviously, we know it's 17,000 to arrest, detain, and remove the individual. Which, guys, it's gonna cost trillions. But I'm trying to. How much is the mass deportation? That's what we asking. How much is mass deportation? Guys, I'm gonna be a little slow at this. We don't use AI. We don't use AI. Has already caused away. So less than 3 months into President Donald Trump's second term, his mass deportation plan has already cost the government hundreds of millions of dollars, guys. So far, some 330 million. Guys, it's costing us millions, and it's going to cost us billions within his whole 4 years of being president. Only the post recent story. That was wrong channel links. All right, thank you, sir. I'll just remove that, or I'll just leave it up. Doesn't matter. I hope people get here. But that's just crazy. We're spending millions of dollars to remove people that bring millions of dollars. You know how much migrants bring into America. I think tax last year they brought in $1 billion. How much do migrants pay in taxes? It's about $1 billion. 96 billion. I'm way off. Yeah, oh yeah, 100 billion. Yes, that's what I remember. $100 billion. So look, so sorry. So in the last 3 months, we've seen that it costs us hundreds of millions of dollars to do this mass deportation. By the end of Donald Trump, we'll still be spending less than what we'll be making with these migrants. And people are saying that, oh, that's slavery. Migrants are coming to America for a better place. And unfortunately, some of these places are not great for these migrants working in these farms and stuff like that. But this is why we need better working conditions. All of these are just falling into it. But at the end of the day, fuck capitalism. Capitalism is the fucking problem. At the end of the day, capitalism is going to be a problem, except for racism. Well, capitalism is part of the problem, guys. This is why what we have to understand. I'm babbling. Let's stick to it. We are currently watching ICE and shit like that.
Rounds into an unmarked ICE vehicle that was transporting detainees.
2 ICE detainees were killed and a third was wounded. The numbers have been.
That is wrong. When was this? 18 hours ago? No way. There is no way. They are wrong. I don't think it was. Maybe this is like, this is brand spanking new. So maybe but I'm assuming it's like 2 people died and it was 1 ICE detainee. 2.9, blam, fucking disgusting. Donald Trump, you're garbage. The fuck, 2.9? Oh, I thought we was gonna be rich. How many people died at the ICE shooting? Yeah, 3 detainees. Oh, 3 detainees, 1 person, guys. So yeah, I don't
Been
know
quite fluid as this has developed since this morning. The gunman, we can tell you, is dead.
Why.
Officials say he took his own life, and sources have identified the shooter as 29-year-old Joshua
Let's see what
Yance. The FBI says the suspect wrote anti-ICE.
Was talking about. Chrissy Nome was talking shit. That's what I want to watch.
Actors,
Chrissy Nome talking
we can make you
shit.
believe we know what we're doing, when in fact, we do not. Whoops.
The FBI is leading the investigation. We, of course, are partnering new information.
Is the Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem. And thank you, Secretary, for being here, because obviously I can imagine this was quite a traumatic day for everybody at that facility, including the families that were waiting outside.
She really do look like that South Park picture. Like, South Park really did depict her very well. Her face, like, it is coming straight at you. Like, I keep forgetting. I gotta be looking over here and not here. Coming straight at you. But
what can you tell us this evening about the person who was killed and those who were injured?
Tell us.
Well, Caitlin, I don't think I have any new information for you.
Bullshit! What the hell are you talking about? You're telling me that you are ahead of the immigration department, right? ICE, right? The immigration customs agency, right? Immigration customs enforcement, right? You're in charge of that. And these detainees were under your jurisdiction. They were under your responsibility. But you don't know. You can't give us their names? Kick her out. You're gonna have to talk to the Senate and the House about this. You're gonna get chewed. What the fuck did she say, chat? Am I tripping or what? Oh, that's what I'm looking over. I'm looking at the chat. Damn.
The FBI is leading the investigation. We, of course, are partnering with Homeland Security Investigations and the Dallas Police Department, and we're grateful for everybody's work on this case. But we do know that this was an individual who took his own life and that he...
Wait, hold up. I'm sorry, guys. So let me get this straight. You're able to tell us what the bullet said. Excuse me, what the casing said. You was able to give us the name of the suspect, but you're unable to give us the names of the detainees? This is fucking nuts. This is fucking nuts, bro. Christine Nome was a terrible pick in the first place. I mean, everyone that Donald Trump picked was a terrible pick. Donald Trump was a terrible pick. America just loves picking terrible people. But at the end of the day, you cannot sit here and tell me that the FBI is ahead of an investigation that your department is supposed to be. I think your department, or I guess I see why FBI should be ahead of it. But damn, like your department can't give any information out. Bullshit.
Fatally shot one of our victims and then injured two others, and that there was many people, dozens of people in that building that day. So we're working to solve.
I would say this. The shooter that did this, I condemn the shooting. Out of everything, when we could talk about the shootings that happened with Charlie Kirk and this one, I condemn this one. The reason why was because apparently that building, it's a facility that houses multiple things that multiple people go into, people who are not detained and stuff like that. And obviously a lady who's from Venezuela was actually in a car waiting for somebody and heard those gunshots. So the shooter was acting very recklessly. Obviously he tried to attack. He attacked the Sally Port where there was a vehicle, an unmarked vehicle that could have been anything. Again, that could have been anyone. And again, he hit people who should have been hit. So I do not think what he did was a good thing. People are gonna say he's a leftist. Even if he was a leftist, what the fuck does that matter? Do we see Texas gun laws is horrible? We can look at it later. We're gonna finish this. But if we just look at Texas gun laws, it is garbage. Stop. I'm sorry. Let's continue.
All of the unanswered questions behind this case and to get people answers as soon as possible, but also as we release information to make sure that it's accurate too.
Have you had a chance to be able to get in?
Accurate? Y'all was quick with the Charlie Kirk one. The Charlie Kirk, y'all was sending hella information. Hella information. We have Cash Patel, excuse me, tweeting, Twitter fingers. Yeah, well, not Xing. That's what we call it now, Xing. This nigga Xing all over the fucking screen. But yeah, y'all trying to make sure y'all don't give out. Something is wrong with this. This sounds weird. When you compare this to the Charlie Kirk situation, FA was trash with Charlie Kirk. They were trash. It was the father that was able to help them. Snitch. But hey, listen. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. If the father said that's the best he can do, that's what he wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna fault the nigga for wanting to do what he did. But still, so the FBI is trash. Cash Patel is garbage. But you can't tell me that you guys can't give the information out because you was doing it with Charlie Kirk. I'm yapping, guys. I'm sorry.
In touch with the families of the person who was killed, the detainee who was killed, or those who were injured?
That hasn't been given to me as information yet because they.
What the fuck are you talking about? Are you listening to what I'm listening to you? Guys, can you hear what I'm listening to? What the hell this is only a minute in, and it's stupidity. Stupidity all the way. You are ahead of this shit. Man, hold up. Hold up, man. Hold up. Before I drag this woman, well, let's look at her Ballotpedia, guys. I love Ballotpedia. What is she in charge of? Hold on. It's going to show it to me. Secretary of Homeland Security. ICE is under this. Secretary of Homeland Security. Your job is literally to construct ICE. To tell ICE what the fuck to do. You know what? just to make sure I'm not saying garbage. Just to make sure I'm not saying garbage. Just to make sure I'm not saying garbage. Let's look at what the Secretary of Homeland Security does. The United States the United States Secretary of Homeland Security is the head of the United States Department of Homeland Security, the federal department tasked with ensuring public safety in the United States. The Secretary is member of the Cabinet of the United States, the position created by the Homeland terrorist attacks since September 11th. Right? Obviously, the new department consists primarily components transferred other cabinet members because of their role of Homeland Security, such as Coast Guard, Federal Protective Service, Customs, ICE. Yes, it's right there. So, and then you tell me this. Hold up, we gotta play this shit again. So now we know what her job is.
In touch with
answered questions behind this case and to get people answers as soon as possible, but also as we release information to make sure that it's accurate too.
Listen.
Have you had a chance to be able to get in touch with the families of the person who was killed, the detainee who was killed, or those who were injured?
You know, that hasn't been given to me as information yet because the FBI is leading this investigation.
So you're telling me you're in charge of the government security, and this is your domain. I know your domain was attacked and the FBI needs to get involved, but the FBI is not going to tell you what the fuck is going on? You're a fucking liar. Let's go, man.
But have been involved from within 5 minutes after the shooting occurred, was immediately alerted by our field director there and through our ICE leadership. And we've been engaged all day in making sure that we can get people as much assistance as they need, but also make sure that these law enforcement investigators have the ability to do the type of work that they need to do. So
they care, bro. They care more about them and law enforcement than they care about the detainees. The detainees are as much in fear. The detainees are much in danger as ICE. Y'all didn't fucking know that? We just lost one. Three of them were hit. None of them were ICE agents. So yes, oh man, yeah, we should be scared. We need to be scared for the ICE agents. Okay, all right, cool, whatever. What the fuck? What about the detainees? And then you're telling me that, oh, the detainees are basically, what's the word I'm looking for? The detainees, no, excuse me. You're telling me that the rhetoric that we have for ICE, it's what's causing people to attack ICE facilities. Because I'm telling you that they're the secret service, let's see, the secret police, that they're doing Nazi things. You know, during Hitler's time, he was literally saying that Jewish people were not supposed to be here. Donald Trump is a nationalist, guys. He's a white, wannabe Christian nationalist. This nigga can't even be Christian. Nigga can't even be Christian right. So they're trying to remove these detainees, these migrants, but they won't give the fucking names. They're supposed to be whatever.
Currently assessing the building. We know that there was bullet holes all over the building. It wasn't just targeted at.
They said 20, and this is why they're saying that it couldn't be a targeted attack. Targeted attack because he was just spraying the bitch. His brother said that. And more than likely, the weapon that he used is his parents' weapon. His brother said that he often used his parents' weapon. His brother also, he wasn't a marksman, so he's surprised that he got anything. The man was probably just spraying. I need to be looking at this. Y'all know that, right? He was just hitting whatever. I think once he seen that truck, that van, he started spraying the van and then just started going everywhere. And then he got that's just my opinion though, but it's just crazy. They said over 20 shots were rang during that time.
One specific area or through a window that he showered the building with bullets, and was very much focused on hitting anyone that he could inside and making sure that they were victims of his attack.
And you mentioned the information coming out, wanting to make sure it's all accurate. Just given that some of the information has changed as we've learned more today, is your understanding still this evening that no ICE agents or law enforcement officials who were there were shot or injured as a result of this?
What if you can create your own website by saying, this is what I want? With Wix, you can.
Guys, I'm bored. Oh,
First up, let's talk about AI color.
let's get back to it.
Yes, that's still what we believe to be true. And our law enforcement officers, we've contacted all of them and they are safe and not injured at this time. Although I would say going
So you're able to contact all the law enforcement officers, make sure they good, but you can't tell me if you contacted the detainees' families. Chat, am I making sense? Hold up. Am I making sense? What the I forgot. There's a lag in this bitch. So yeah, I can't even talk to the chat as quick as possible. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? You can tell me that you contacted the ICE law enforcement, but you couldn't tell us if you contacted the detainees? Christy fucking gnomes, everybody. Christy fucking gnomes.
through something like this is very traumatic for individuals. If you talk to anybody who's been in a violent situation like this, it changes you forever. And this facility.
It's your job. It's your job. You're part of law enforcement. Like, what? That you have guns. You scare people more than people scare you. So they're traumatic. It's part of the fucking job. Can't do it. Get a new one. In fact, you should get a new one. Fuck? Like, oh, don't say this is like fascism, because if you say this is fascism, it's gonna make it worse. It's fascism, motherfucker. F-A-S-ism, nigga. I said F-A-S. That, yeah, I'm straight. See, whatever. I'm not gonna spell it. Y'all can talk y'all shit. I-S-M. I spelled it. Whatever. Let's continue.
Was a target about a month ago as well, with an attack, and we've seen these across the country, and it really is an opportunity for all of us to do what we can.
You know, this is actually getting more light than the CDC shooting. You know that there was a CDC shooting from an anti-vaxxer, I believe a month ago. Nobody was talking about that shit. Nobody wants to talk about the CDC. Matter of fact, when was that? You guys might hate me. You guys are probably saying like, damn, this nigga don't let the video go for shit. Damn. This man just letting shit. Yeah, I heard the CDC got taken over by RFK. Fuck that man, bro. Fuck him. Fuck Christy Gnome. Fuck this computer. Damn, mad complicated. Yes, August 8th by Patrick Joseph White. And I know he was an anti-vaxxer. But yeah, I just want you guys to see that. I know my shit. People think, I don't really do my research. I do my research and I just throw everything away. No, I know my shit. Well, let's continue.
Can to make sure that we're securing our facilities, securing our law enforcement officers, make sure that they're able to do their work and uphold the law in a manner that allows them to go home safely to their families at night.
Yeah.
I got an idea. Hey, I got an idea, right? So we're seeing, because a research, whatever, which I don't believe, they're saying that law enforcement has been attacked, went up by like 1,000%, which is fucking crazy because it's been the lowest that we've ever seen. But it's been up by 1,000%, right? Here's an idea. Why don't some motherfuckers get new jobs? Get a new fucking job. Oh, I'm sorry. Your president fucked up the job market, so you're forced to do this dumb shit. You're president, and we're gonna bring more manufacturing. The nigga fucked it up with South Korea. We're gonna bring more manufacturing jobs. Shut your ass up. Shut your dumb ass up. Get me hot. When is manufacturing jobs? And Donald Trump, what he said? Oh, it's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some time. Well, Donald Trump, how much time do we need? Fuck.
Yeah, obviously concerns for their safety, for the safety of the detainees who were there, given the 3 people who were shot today were detainees.
Yo, I'm sorry. We barely 3 minutes in. Thank you. I need to know who is this individual fucking interviewing this woman? This lady has not once mentioned the detainee safety. She not once mentioned the safety of the detainees. That don't get you hot. That don't make you. Yo, this woman. Can I zoom in, bro? No, I don't want to make fun of her looks. I already said she like the woman in South Park, which you can say call that a compliment. You can call that an insult. Hey, to each his own. I'm not gonna go far in bashing her about her face. I'm gonna bash her character. She shoot dogs.
The acting ICE director said that the people who were in custody were not the intended targets of this shooting. I think some people might ask, well, given it was detainees who were shot today, what that information is based on tonight.
Right, bro. You just said not too long ago. You said what you said. Fuck. My mind a blunder. Let me go back real quick.
Who were shot today. What that information is.
Right, now remember. So you said that this was a targeted attack. That's what y'all saying. Y'all saying it was a targeted attack. Well, you know what? Okay, I can see why it's targeted. They attacked an ICE facility. How is that not a targeted attack? But you can't also say it's not a targeted attack towards the detainees. They're in the ICE facility, so it's not just an attack on ICE. It was an attack on the detainees, the migrants that unfortunately got kidnapped by ICE. Yeah, I said kidnapped, you kidnappers. What's you gonna say? Oh, simple black theory caused this to happen. I'm not gonna fucking speak it into existence. No, nigga, words don't kill people. The fuck, First Amendment right. But yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Is based on tonight.
Well, we'll wait for the FBI to do their work, but we do know that the way that this building was covered in bullet holes, which was discovered, after the shooting happened and after the immediate, consequences that we saw when everybody started to do investigative work, we saw that literally the building was showered with bullets, and when we saw the ammunition and how it was marked as well, I think that is helping investigators to find out what a motive might be. But we don't believe from the pattern that we've seen that there was a specific individual that the shooter was looking for.
Okay.
Damn, that's bulletproof glass, right? I don't see if there's a hole in there, but damn, that's massive.
Okay, and the vehicle that was being investigated earlier that I mentioned with that sign on it, do you know if that did belong to the shooter here?
She don't know shit.
Yeah, I can confirm that. I believe that they're investigating all vehicles.
Yeah, she don't know shit. No, stop. You ask, where's Cash Patel? That nigga's garbage, but apparently he's the head of this shit. Where he at? Cause she don't know shit. Damn. Terrible, terrible, terrible. But the poster she's talking about is supposed to be a nuclear fallout poster. It was a picture of let me see if I can get that actually. ICE shooting Texas poster. Let's see if we can get a picture. Fuck. ICE shooting. Hold on. What if I type in shit? I'm trying to think what else to type. I can type in nuclear fallout poster. Damn, bro. They don't have the actual poster, kid. Cause we on Bing, bro. Bing garbage, bro. I fucking hate Bing. I'm sorry. I'm not even supposed to be like, I'm using Bing to get to Google. That's so funny. Isn't that like a meme? Using Bing to get to Google? So look, damn, they showing all my business, kid. That's crazy. Oh, this is trending. That's not my business. Okay. So I'm doing ICE, Texas shooting poster. At least we getting close to something. Damn, bro. They don't got the poster for shit. All right, guys. I tried to find the poster. It was a poster with the United States, and it says something about some
around the
nuclear shit.
facility. So I don't have any information that would say they believe that that belongs to the shooter. I think that they're truly examining any vehicle that is left parked there, recognizing that the shooter no longer is alive and that he may have left a vehicle behind. And so they're looking at every single one that may be sitting there and has been there over the last 24 hours.
And we heard earlier that this shooter, this 29-year-old man, was on.
She got a lot of makeup on, bro. I see why South Park made fun of that. She has a lot of makeup on, which I have no problem with. It's just South Park made fun of that, so obviously it's highlighted. I'm gonna point it out.
The radar of law enforcement beforehand. Do you know why he was on their radar? What had he done, or what he was known for?
She don't know.
I can't speak to that in the case.
Bro, I'm gonna title this "Watching Kristi Noem Not Knowing Shit." Kristi Noems don't know shit
At this time, but I do know that those details will be released when it's appropriate.
We know that running a small business is a big deal. That's
Derek
why Melio
Bell,
provides the simplest
kid.
and fastest way to send and receive.
Has anything else been revealed to you in terms of, the footage they've been able to see in terms of him getting access to the rooftop, or anything in terms of how he got there and when?
Sure, no shit.
Nothing's been released to the public yet, although I do know that we'll be conducting those types of informational press conferences, interviews, letting people know as the case can be revealed. We want to be opening facilities and our detention, and then make sure that we're educating the public. Let people know that if you think there is an individual who may be wishing to do harm to someone in this country, let somebody know. But
if we let you know, you wouldn't know. If we would have told you, you still wouldn't know. I can hit you up right now and be like, hey, this person said they're going to do this. It's going to happen. She's going to be like, we didn't know that. We didn't know. But
also make sure that we're engaged. There's been warning signs.
Yeah, Secretary Noem, I notice you're being very cautious in terms of what you're saying and noting that you're waiting for these investigations to play out. I think anyone can appreciate that and why.
No, we're not.
We did hear from the Vice President today say it was a violent left-wing extremist who wrote this message on these bullets.
This is my first time watching this interview. And I guarantee there's going to be a complete shift in how she talks. This is my first time watching this. You're watching this live right now, unless you're watching the recorded version. You're going to watch my reaction to this, and you're going to be like, she switched the fuck up real quick.
Anti-ICE message. The president said the continuing violence from radical left terrorists in the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's assassination must be stopped. Were either of those assessments by the vice president or the president based on information that the Department of Homeland Security provided to them?
Well, we've seen a lot of patterns across this country over the last several weeks and months, and we have been focused on making sure that our ICE officers have the ability to operate safely. In fact, they've seen 1,000% increase in violent attacks against them from city to city and across this country. And so we know that we have an opportunity here to make sure that we not only can support them, but also to have their backs when they're out there in many of these cities. And individuals and politicians, senators, governors are demonizing them, that we have the opportunity to tell the truth about the work that they do, that what these law enforcement officers doing, they're upholding the law. They're out there literally enforcing just the laws of this country and doing it in a fair and balanced way that doesn't make sure that they're picking one person over another. They're treating everybody appropriately and making sure that the United States and our streets are cleaned up again and that we are making this country safe.
I think the question is do we know if those assessments, as they were putting it, talking
They
about
don't know
this suspect
shit.
here. If that was
Bro, listen, this is the time when she's supposed, this is the time when she's supposed to say, we don't know. But the vice president and president say something, and she's doubling down on what they're saying. Now, remember what she said. I'm going to rewind it just for you guys to hear what she said.
if those assessments, as they were putting it, talking about this suspect here, if that was based on evidence or intelligence from DHS.
Now, the indication and the evidence that has been revealed to the public so far indicates that it is someone who is very much against our ICE officers and the work that they were doing and opposed to what they're doing. Just opening up fire on an ICE processing facility where they knew that law enforcement officers would be and individuals would be, gives us some indication as to how this individual felt about his beliefs, what he believed should be happening, and we will continue to.
No evidence of that. No evidence of what this person believed. Yes, there was a casing that said anti-ICE. That's all they have. But yet she's saying we know what his beliefs were. I guess we know what line he crosses. We know what breakfast he ate yesterday. But anything else, I can't tell you that. Can't tell you that.
To dig into his background and to see what may have motivated him and learn from him and see what we can do to prevent it in the future.
Oh, okay, but so the evidence so far, though, we've seen the bullet casing that the FBI director put out today. Obviously, the fact that this was an ICE facility. Has anything else been provided to the president and to the vice president for what they said today, for their statements?
I can't speak to what the president and vice president were briefed on, but.
She doesn't know shit. Listen, let's get to the next topic, because we're not getting any new information from this lady. You can't even hear me. We're going to go to the next topic at this point, because she doesn't know shit. She doesn't know anything. It took us. We're 8 minutes in, and she literally told us nothing. Oh, hold up. I think we got a little warning or something. Oh, it's just a notification. We good. Boy, I thought we was getting flagged for me talking some real shit. Man, I'm done with this garbage, bro. Christian don't know shit. Donald Trump don't know shit. JD Vance don't know shit. No one knows shit right now about this shooting, which I'm gonna get into later on after this live stream. But next topic is obviously the government shutdown. Guys, Donald Trump is not playing games. What Donald Trump is doing is fucking this man is crazy. So he's getting the budget board to basically say, if the Democrats don't agree to what he wants, and I gotta remember, but so the Democrats wants more money for. Oh yeah, bro. Let me just play a video. You know what? No. Let me get my thoughts out, my nigga. Let me get my thoughts out. So Donald Trump is bitching that Democrats want to extend the Medicaid, the Obamacare, right? They want to extend Obamacare so it could remain to be affordable for people. He's bitching about that, and they also want to bring more money to counteract the one big beautiful bill. In fact, yeah. Let me just give you what I know, right? They also want to counteract the one big beautiful bill. Donald Trump was supposed to meet with the Democrats either today or was it yesterday? He's supposed to meet with them. He canceled it, so it don't fucking matter. That's a bitch move. That's a bitch move. Hey, this is the First Amendment right. I can call the president a bitch. I can call the president a bitch. Now, if this gets taken down, that's not on me. Y'all violated my First Amendment right. And I'm saying it here. The president doing some bitch move, canceling. You don't want nothing fixed. Remember, Donald Trump holds the record for the longest government shutdown. And if he doesn't get what he wants, he's gonna allow it to shut down. That's why we're having a budget committee saying that we're gonna fire a whole bunch of motherfuckers if we don't get this shit straight. They're trying to play chess, and they're making the people that work for the agencies, these civilians, become pawns for their game. Because if you don't know, in chess, your pawns are your sacrifice. Your pawns is what lures people into a trap. So Democrats have this idea that they either have to bend the knee. This is like fucking, what's that show? Not the Hunger Games. The not the Great Games. The Game of Thrones. The Game of fucking Thrones, gang. This is the Game of Thrones, right? So that's what basically Donald Trump is doing. He's forcing people to lose their jobs if there's a government shutdown, which is bullshit. Let's check that out. Damn, they're exposing my shit. That should say Destiny on there. Yeah, I was watching Destiny shit yesterday. That nigga talk reckless in his shit. He be saying the R word and shit. To be honest, Destiny, you need to stop that shit, man. Like, that ass. And for you, like, that nigga, that's what I'm saying. That nigga on the left, I don't know. I mean, to each his own. I ain't gonna talk too much shit about him, but god damn, kid, can you stop? Love saying that shit. Like,
Pause for the facts. Susie here is shopping
your
for you.
vocabulary not strong, kid? You struggle with words? That you have to say words like that? This is 2005, kid? Like, what's that nigga name? David Blaine? Whatever. They're gonna be like, damn, this nigga's starting fucking beef.
David Drucker, senior writer at The Dispatch and an MSNBC contributor. Basil Smikle is former executive director of the New York State Democratic Party and an MSNBC analyst. So 8 words, David. Cancel the cuts, lower the costs, save health care. Is that the slogan that's going to give Democrats an advantage over Trump and the Republicans? Because this fight is looking to get messy.
Wait.
Democrats an advantage. The cuts, lower Democratic.
Hear what she said. Hear what she said. This is basically what they want. I guess that's a little more, but
Party and an MSNBC analyst. So 8 words, David. Cancel the cuts, lower the costs, save health care. Is that the slogan that's going to give Democrats an advantage over Trump and the Republicans? Because this fight is looking to get messy.
Yeah, that's doubtful. Americans don't like government shutdowns. They think they're an illegitimate form of political combat. And all the messaging in the world usually doesn't solve for that. You know, I'd point you back to 2013 with the Republican-instigated Obamacare shutdown, where they were trying to defund the Affordable Care Act, which at the time was rather unpopular. In fact, it was extremely unpopular. But Americans still didn't like the idea of using the government, funding for the government, and keeping the lights on as leverage for Democrats agreeing to push off one of the.
you know, and this is what's crazy, because this is like, this is domestic war that we're in. Like, Donald Trump says that we're not gonna have any new wars, but we're in a domestic war with not just Democrats and Republicans, with the left and the right, conservatives versus libertarians, the left versus the far left. There's multiple wars happening in this country as of right now. So I don't find it surprising that Democrats are trying to leverage these ideas to stop a government shutdown. Well, they're leveraging these ideas. If these ideas are not met, they're gonna shut the government down. And the Republicans, so this is a battle to the death, and one party is going to come out the winning party. No, that's not true. There's 3 outcomes. Either the Democrats fold, and it's all on the Democrats. The outcome only relates to what the Democrats can do, because the Republicans, all they can do is sit down and do nothing. They might not want to do that, but they can actually sit down and do nothing because they don't want a government shutdown. And this guy says that we don't want a government. Obviously, I don't want a government shutdown, but right? So, oh my gosh, this is fucking crazy shit. So, the Democrats are saying, if you don't want a government shutdown, do this. Let's agree with this, and we don't have no government shutdown. And in fact, this is not even what we need to agree upon. This is an offering. This is the first step to negotiation. Republicans, Donald Trump said no. They're not going to do shit. They're not going to move. They're not going to waggle. So the Democrats either has to stand 10 toes down or be the fake Democrats they've always been and be like, oh, I guess we're not going to shut the government down. We lost. They do it all the time, bro. You know, they think about the people, but they just bend the knee too. So it's a good and bad thing, but y'all going to bend the knee. Don't. The only problem is that the Republicans also said if we have the government shutdown, we're gonna lose jobs. We're gonna fire motherfuckers left and right permanently if you shut the fucking government down. I promise. That's what they said. That's what they said.
Their signature priorities that had passed through the legislative process. Americans just don't tend to understand why you can't fight for your priorities, propose legislation, and negotiate while keeping the government up and running.
So, Basil, look, YouGov polls, both in 2024 and this year, 2025, found a majority of Americans feel the Democratic Party does a better job of handling health care. We know people want their health care. They like their health care. Having said that, is there a risk in this?
No, I agree with David. Most Americans don't want a or don't like the idea of a shutdown, and a lot of this depends on the Democrats' ability to message it properly. But if you're going to pick this fight, I do think healthcare is the fight that the hill that you die on. And for this,
that's fucking smart. That is fucking smart. Because even if the Republicans don't do shit, Democrats still have that little weapon, right? A little sword. They're like, shing. They're like, yo, this is going to get in you. And this is what I'm saying. If the Democrats don't fold and they stay at it, they can be like, yo, we're going to have this government shut down and put this dagger in you, bro. That sounded weird, but whatever. I'm not going to say pause. I think saying pause is weird. But I am going to give you the final strike that's gonna shut the government down, but it's gonna make you look like you don't care about healthcare. It's gonna make it. I know I'm yapping. I feel like I'm yapping. I'm hoping I'm giving a good commentary. Chat, let me know I'm getting good commentary in the chat, bro. I'm not just yapping.
from this point of view, when you look at what's coming from Washington right now, the RFK Jr. has talked about changes in the way we think about autism, changes in the way we think about vaccines and administer vaccines. There's a lot of policy confusion.
Fuck RFK. Fuck RFK. Fuck that man. You know what's so crazy? Donald Trump don't believe in due process for migrants. You know what we need to do? We need to know due process for people who do a shitty job at their job. No, that's fascism. You see, the left can be fascist very quick. That's fascism. I can't say that.
Confusion around where to go next. When you
Can I take Tylenol?
Can I take Tylenol? When you couple that with the cuts that are coming from the administration with respect to Medicaid, changes in the Affordable Care Act, I think.
Speaking of Tylenol and Medicaid and even CHIP, the one big beautiful bill takes millions, hundreds of millions, 900 million to $1 trillion for Medicaid to even food stamps. You're taking that money and you're telling the American people that you're going to provide this medication that's supposed to help with autism, which it isn't even known to actually help with autism. It has some studies that says it does, but you're saying that people who are medicated on CHIP, which y'all cut, can obtain it, but you cut CHIP, you cut Medicaid, you cut state funding. The states that would fund some of these things was also cut. So how are you gonna say that we're gonna provide these things if you cut these motherfucking things? I'm sorry. I'm just tired of this dumbassery. I'm tired of this dumbassery.
This is an issue that crosses party lines. So if you're going to fight this fight, I think healthcare is what you choose.
So, David, talking to Nicole Wallace, Jeffries also framed this battle as a moral imperative. Here that is.
We're not going to simply bend the knee to Donald Trump's will.
Shit. Let me say that again, because I don't know if y'all heard me the last time. Fuck Hakeem Jeffries. You never said free Palestine. Well, you know what? I'll go as far to say that you can't even endorse Mom Donnie. What, nigga? You tripping. You tripping. And you can't, and you up Israel's ass. You ain't Cory Booker. Matter of fact, I don't want to say some shit I'm wrong about. Now, guys, the APAC, we about to see the APAC tracker for Hakeem Jeffries. Fuck. Come on, there's not a lot of Hakeems. Come on. Come on. Woo-wee! Look at that man. Look at that man. Now, I do want you guys to understand that APAC is a little different. APAC didn't give him $1 million. They can only give a certain amount, which is like 10,000, I think. And these are like individuals. But yeah. Free Palestine. Fuck Hakeem Jeffries and fuck Cory Booker. Excuse me. Look at this shit. Yeah, we're gonna show it as we listen to you, nigga. So yeah, although I like what Democrats are doing, fuck what this nigga's doing.
Bill, when he's gutting health care for everyday Americans and actively hurting people, that's immoral, and it's not something for us to participate in.
He lays out that this is happening in real time, that in California, at least 2 rural hospitals could soon shut down, with more of them.
Yeah, because Donald Trump cut government spending for the states. The states have to, listen, if the government have to make cuts, the state have to make cuts. They're forcing states to make cuts that they don't want to make cuts. Like I think California and other states had not funding but programs for undocumented migrants to help them out, and then they had to shut that down because they can't afford it. Because of these fucking cuts.
Them at risk. In Boston, a nonprofit medical service provider for the homeless is laying off 25 workers. So is that the real threat here for Republicans if this stuff starts to unfold, I guess, simultaneously? Or how do Republicans respond if stuff like that starts happening?
Well, look, there are two different issues here, right? I mean, there are vulnerabilities that Republicans face on the issue of health care, and vulnerabilities that are going to come out of the, what is officially known as the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, that reconciliation package that is going to impact how Americans receive health care and what they pay for it. That's the sort of thing that I think Democrats.
Yeah, they passed the One Big Beautiful Bill before trying to make Medicaid cheap or Medicare affordable for the people, because by next year it's going to be expensive for a lot of people. And the last Donald Trump administration, his first term, millions of people lost their health care, and COVID happened right after that. So a lot of people lost their lives.
Democrats can fight and win on in the context of the 2026 midterm elections, at least, as things are framed and as things are framed now, and what we think is going to happen from a policy perspective over the next year plus. The question is whether or not shutting down the government is the right way to win on that issue politically. Because I'm not passing judgment here on what Democrats, feel is the moral thing to do, but
at Marshalls, our buyers hustle 24/7, so you never have to compromise on quality or price. We're getting you a better deal because we believe that everyone deserves the good stuff.
This shit's annoying. Oh my gosh.
Like basically every other shutdown that we have seen going back to the late 90s, the party or president that instigates the shutdown as a means to extract a policy achievement ends up losing that debate with the American public. And then they end up folding. So if you're not going to if you're going to frame this as not bending the knee to President Trump.
That's exactly what I'm saying, bro. Republicans, they don't got to do nothing It's Democrats. They can fold easily. So that's why this and sometimes I'm not gonna lie, there's been multiple times that Democrats this year have showed solidarity with each other. None of them voted on the one big beautiful bill. But we have seen times when they have not seen eye to eye. A few of them voted, I believe over 40, almost 50, over 50 probably, voted for the Charlie Cook Remembrance Day. So
And that's a message Democrats want to hear, and I totally understand that. I don't know what they're going to say in 2 to 4 to 6 weeks from now when they essentially bend the knee to Trump because the Republicans are on the right side of.
don't they have until next week? Don't they have until next week for the shit? Because the government shutdown can go as long, and when the government shutdown happens, the longer the negotiation happens, the longer the government shutdown happens. And if Republicans don't do nothing, Democrats would have to do something, and people will be upset because if the government shut down, things would be shut down. People can't do their things. They'd be mad at Democrats, which is crazy because Republicans would not look that bad, although they're saying no to healthcare. Democrats have to push the idea that healthcare is the biggest reason, to be honest, to address the healthcare crisis. They have to really push that idea for us to believe that it's a fight. It's a fight. I mean, I fuck with it.
The shutdown argument, even if they're on the wrong side of the healthcare argument.
Well, I guess the question is, if there's a shutdown, Basil, and whoever gets blamed, does it have legs? It's different now. We are in a different environment because so many things happen so quickly. But if there's a shutdown, if we see something in 2 weeks or 4 weeks or 6 weeks, does it have the potential to impact the midterms, or is that just so far away?
Yes, it will impact the midterms. It will impact the. Listen, the Epstein list already impacted the midterms. Okay? The Texas flood already impacted the midterms. Okay, Donald Trump becoming president. Statistically, Democrats has a better chance of winning the midterms because historically, the opposite party from the president usually wins the midterms. So Democrats have a good chance, but now this is underway. So I actually would have to like find some references points of when something similar. They mentioned this in the 90s that Republicans and Democrats were doing this shit, but whatever.
Yeah, that's how the things can happen between now and the midterms. But to the earlier points, as I said before, this really does depend on a Democrat's ability to message this properly. They're going to have a machine that goes out into these rural communities and really talk to voters about why this was actually necessary. Because
are they ready now? Are they ready to do that?
I hope so, to be honest with you.
You hope so? This nigga canceled on Donald Trump, said no, I'm not fucking coming to see you. The war has begun. Democrats have to double down now, or you're going to look pussy. You're going to look puss. I'm sorry. I need some. I need some. Hey. I just told my girl to scroll up. But yeah, bro. Like you guys can't come out as pussy. You guys cannot come out as pussy, and that's what's gonna happen if you guys bend the knee.
That's my concern. No, I didn't make it very definitive. No, that is my ultimate concern because in the past, and David's right, in the past, and I think even Chuck Schumer has talked about this. They want to be able to make a stand, but they are concerned about that democratic machine, that messaging machine to be able to go out and actually talk to voters. I do feel we are in a very different moment. I mean, I'm going to Chemung County, New York tomorrow, to a county in upstate New York that's had 50 years of Republican county executives, because they want to be able to talk to people about, what do we say to voters? What do we say to our neighbors? So if the Democrats are going to be that granular, that grassroots, and really go into these rural communities, I think it can work. But remember, with a shutdown,
that's where y'all lost. The rural community fucked y'all over. Rural community, people who want to consider Donald Trump, I guess what Donald Trump said, those are the reason why Donald Trump won it. So that's a smart idea to go to the rural community and talk to them. It's going to be hard to convince them, and you might not get much, but Getting something is better than getting nothing.
People are not going to get paid. So when you add that to the other layer of economic concern
Oh, that's smart. They're going to the red zones to talk to these constituents so they can convince the Republicans to change their fucking mind. Yo, this is a war, guys. You're watching Games of Thrones. I'm like the narrator explaining everything. Like, he's just literally telling you. Listen, they're going to do this government shutdown. We're about to go into their lane. And we got to tell everybody what the fuck going on.
voters have. That's why it's not recommended that we go down this path. But if you're going to make a stand, I think talking about healthcare is the stand to make.
Yeah, and let's not forget, federal workers are not largely in Washington, D.C., as some people may think. They're all over the country. So since you brought up Chuck Schumer, let me bring up Democrats putting not just the emphasis on health care, but Schumer, who was on Morning Joe today, says there has to be this pressure that's being felt over rising costs overall. Here's what he said.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking.
The view of Trump is declining because costs are going up, not just healthcare costs. Your energy costs are going to go up because of what was in that.
It did. My energy cost is way the fuck up. It's like $150 now. $50 more than I think it's like more than $50 more now. Some shit like that. It's crazy.
BBB, the tariffs, they're killing people. I just had one of my colleagues out in Iowa. All the farmers could talk about was how the tariffs were killing them. So people are getting really upset with Donald Trump.
So I know we say this all the time, David. We know it's all about the economy, but what legs does that have versus
the economy is doing bad? If you seen the beginning of this fucking live, we were just talking about the inflation rate. The inflation rate is already high, and it's expected to go higher over the next couple of months. Next year, I won't be surprised. Listen, next year, this is my prediction. By January of next year, we're either going to be higher than 3%, or our goal is to be near 3%, or probably 2.9, 2.8. It's going to be high. I assume it's going to be high. It's going to be higher than we've seen in the last year.
A government shutdown, if it happens or doesn't happen, ultimately, as we're all looking ahead to the midterms and who's going to control the House and the Senate, this overall big picture of prices.
Yeah, look, I mean, affordability is the number one issue voters care about. And in 2022 and 2024, we talked a lot about inflation, and it really has morphed now into this overall concern, even from voters firmly in the middle class and on the upper fringes of the middle class, that life in general is either unaffordable or much harder to afford comprehensively, holistically. So it's not just about grocery prices or what you're paying at the gas pump. Every time, every election cycle that comes around, I talk to Democratic strategists, Republican strategists, and usually they'll look at a president's vulnerability, whether it's their president, the president of their party, or the opposing party, and they'll talk about the need to put together a plan, an alternative to offer voters, and then you hammer the opposing president and his party over the head with their vulnerabilities, and then you tell voters, and this is what we're going to do. A government shutdown is not necessarily how you accomplish that, but there is a huge opening.
You do what you gotta fucking do. I don't know if I can say that, bro. It's very hard because, yo, this is a war. Donald Trump is using civilians as casualty to get what he wants. He's like, they want a government shutdown, they're gonna lose people. They're gonna lose a whole bunch of Americans in this. This is a war, gang. Honestly, this is a far left rhetoric. You're saying we're at war, and this is why people are doing. Shut the fuck up. Words don't kill people.
Here for Democrats, what they're going to need to do if they're going to be as successful as possible, and we can look back on past midterm elections and see this, is not just point out the president's flaws, but then explain to voters what you would do if you were given the power to do something. Explain what you would do if you had the power to negotiate with the president in a real way over government funding and other policies, because you would control at least one branch of government.
Yeah, I heard that. Someone coughing in the background.
Over government funding and other policies because you control at least one branch of government.
Oh, all right. Well, that was fun. We just found out that we're going through a war. That's what the fuck we're going through. A war. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Next podcast will be later on today. Not sure with the time. We are going to be talking about escalator gates, Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel and escalator gates, guys. That's going to be a fun watch, guys. Thank you so much. Hold up. Let's get to the intermission. Again, I'm pretty new at this. Guys, woo! Thank you so much for tuning in this Simple Black Theory live stream. I hope this was entertaining. I hope you learned a lot. I hope I'm giving something new to this. I'm trying to break down this a little further. I'm trying to give more insight to things. I'm trying to give more pragmatic ideas into it. I'm hoping that I wasn't just yapping and you was tired of it. Thank you so much. I would wait for the chat, but we both know that the chat is going to come kind of too slow. So, obviously, you're going to have this video in YouTube available for you guys, so I'm happy about that. Also, every Sunday, we're having a Simple Black Theory podcast. We're debating what's going to be on live. I'll let you know on Instagram. Other than that, thank you so much, guys.